Lisa Ray's here. I love her. I really do.
Love
Welcome.
you, Jody.
Honestly, I feel like I know you so well that we just met this morning, but I've watched you Top Chef Canada. I feel like I have tasted every morsel of food. I watched you get engaged. I watched you have your engagement party, your wedding. Like, you've really...
We're old girlfriends,
We are
I guess,
old girlfriends.
right?
Well,
We're
you're
just
the young
like
one.
sitting on the couch and chatting and catching up on life.
I love your foodiness, and you're doing a great deal of travel now.
Well, you know what? I've always been a nomad. I'm a born nomad. And I call myself these days, I guess I dub myself a travelista.
Oh, I like
which
it.
is kind of a combination between a traveler and a tourist. Because people think that the twain shall never meet, but actually you can. You know, they say that like tourists travel with maps and travelers travel with curiosity. But you know, at this stage of my life, it's a little bit of both. I want both experiences.
So you do a little research, but you also have a little bit of that.
But
I think I'll turn left here.
You also have to let go, right?
Yeah.
You know, the magic in travel happens when you let go.
And I'm not so much of a tour person, but I think if I would go to maybe we're going to talk about your trip to India. If I went to India, I would do the research, but I also would probably ask for a little bit of guidance culturally, because we've kind of grown to think that, you know, well, you might not find the best shower there. You know, people who have backpacked around have said, you know, it can get difficult to have the comforts, let's say, of what we had. Not the case. I have 5-star, 6-star hotels.
Well, this is my other passion is always talking about India, of course, since I kind of bounce between the two worlds, both India and Canada. And I've recently started working with Insight Vacations as a global brand ambassador. And the reason why I bring that up is because, again, the idea of group tour is something that was kind of foreign to me, because, again, I always thought of myself as a traveler. But when it comes to India, you do need an insider's hand. You need some guidance.
I want to find these places.
You need to find these magnificent locations.
Right.
You know, India is such a warm culture. It's such an inclusive culture. We have a saying in India, which is Atithi Devo Hai. I'm not going to make you repeat after me, Jody. Don't worry.
Devo Hai.
Atithi Devo Hai.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm with you, sister. And
it actually means the guest is God.
Wow.
So that gives you kind of a taste of how warm and inclusive the culture is. But for your first, I think I always say for your first hit of India, it's great to go in a group, you know, to have that group experience, because, you know, it just kind of, you get a more of an insight and an insider's kind of a tour of the country. It unfolds to you.
I think the friends of mine that were concerned with finding the great shower were really going into the more rural areas and trying to find, you know, that sort of eat, pray, love experience, right? And if you go in search of that, I mean, you're going to find that if you go to Italy as well. If you're going to go into a beautiful main city and find that incredible hotel, but if you go driving out in the backcountry roads, you're going to find rustic Italy.
You're going to find rustic, of course. Well, you know, when I say authentic, you know, there are so many different Indias. There's so many layers, and there are so many faces to what modern India today. There's a dynamic country on the go, which has 5 different fashion weeks right now.
Wow.
Where art, fashion, design is exploding. And then you have also these timeless experiences where you can go into smaller villages and smaller cities and you feel like time has stood still. And you know, to be honest, that's often what, as a Westerner traveling to India, that's actually what we crave, right?
Take us to Italy now. I want to eat with you. We've only got a few seconds left.
Oh my God, Spello, what can I say about Italian? My soul is Italian. I'm actually wearing a dress which is called Sicily.
You've got it all covered.
But you know, again, Italy, warm culture, food, which is so important to me, as you know, Jody, and you know, and the warmth of the people and the culture and experiences. Italy is the ultimate destination. And
look at you, beautiful girl, out there just lounging and relaxing.
Capri.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you your favorite restaurant when you come to Vancouver. You're such a foodie. Where do you go?
Vidges.
Of course you do.
I'm a loyalist. What can I say?
We should go to Vidges next time you're in town.
Come on, let's do it.
I'm still girl crushing. Lisa Ray, thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Jody.